All right, guys, here we go. Let's go over these so you guys can get working and get done. Like I said, the next section that we start is solving a quadratic equation by factoring. If you're going to factor something, you have to know where it came from, and that's usually a FOIL. So I don't like to go into the factoring if you don't understand what a FOIL was, because they definitely kind of go hand in hand. All right, so if I asked you guys to multiply these algebraic expressions, the majority of them are asking you to FOIL. I don't like to call it FOIL because to me, it's not really, the FOIL is just telling you the order in which you multiply. At the end of the day, I like to call it, and I know I said this before, a double distribution. You're just distributing twice, okay? So if I asked you guys to simplify the following mathematical expressions, right? Well, guys, look at the first one. It doesn't matter what math class you are sitting in, Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry, Calculus, everybody has to abide by PEMDAS. You have to live by the rules in which we do math by, that order. So PEMDAS starts by telling you to do what first? Parentheses. If you went inside these parentheses, can you take a 3x squared and add it with an 8x term? No, they're not like terms. Can you take an 8x and subtract 1 from it? No. So when you can't do what's inside the parentheses first, that is what the distributive property was literally invented for. If I can't do what's inside them first, then I will look to the outside, and outside says I have to multiply this by -5. And the only way to multiply all of this over all of this addition and subtraction by -5 is to distribute it in. So we're going to multiply everything inside by -5. So I know you guys know how to do this. We distribute all the time. -5 times 3x squared is going to get you -15x squared. What's -5 times positive x? -40x, right? Nice and easy. What's -5 times -1? Positive 5. So we got rid of our parentheses, right? Simplify means get rid of the parentheses, combine like terms. So now you would combine like terms. There aren't any, so you're done. So that's literally what multiplying algebraic expressions is going to be like. Lots of distribution. So if I ask you guys to come over here and do this problem, we saw when we were in vertex form that if you were asked to square something, what does that mean to do to it? Times it by itself 2 times. So we're going to take this, and we're going to write it twice, and we're going to times it by itself 2 times, right? Guys, that is a FOIL. So a FOIL is just telling you the order in which you should multiply this. So guys, look at it. If I did what PEMDAS said, I'd go inside these parentheses. I can't add an x and a 6. I go inside these parentheses. I can't add an x and a 6. But I clearly have to multiply these 2 parentheses together. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to distribute. The only way I can multiply all this together over all of this addition is to distribute. Guys, think about it. If it was just a 6 on the outside, we would distribute the 6 in. Unfortunately, it's not just the 6. You have an x and a 6. One at a time, you're going to distribute them to the next parenthesis. So start with the first term in the first parenthesis and distribute him to everything in the second parenthesis. So what's x times x going to be? X squared. That's the F from FOIL, the first 2 pieces. All right, now we distribute him again. What's x times positive 6? That's positive 6x. That is the O in FOIL, the outside 2 terms. Have you taken x and distributed him to everything in the second parenthesis? Yeah, so you're done with him. So now you're going to do the double distribution. Now you're going to take the second term in the first parenthesis and distribute him to everything in the next parenthesis. So what's positive 6 times x? Another 6x. What's positive 6 times positive 6? 36. So everything's been multiplied together. Everything in the first parenthesis has been multiplied with everything in the second parenthesis. Now all you got to do is clean it up. Now with a traditional FOIL, all you have to do is combine your 2 middle terms. They're usually your like terms. So x squared comes down. What's 6 and 6 going to get you? 12 x's. And then bring down your 36 and you're done. Okay, yes?
So what would you do if there was like a constant outside the parentheses?
Okay, like this?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously this squared, we would do exponents first. So we would times it by itself twice and the 3 would come down. Once you write it like this, Brendan, you're literally multiplying 3 with this with this. Think about it with numbers first.
Wait, is that ever gonna happen?
Oh, absolutely. So guys, think about it. You're having 3 times something times something. Think of it with numbers first. What's 3 times 2? 6. And then times it with 5, you get 30. So I could do 3, distribute him into this one, and then you would get 3x plus 18. Then you would take 3x plus 18 and foil it with this. Because think about it. When you have multiplication, it's not like I did 3 and I distributed him. You only have to distribute over addition and subtraction. If it's straight up multiplying, you just multiply together in any order. So Brendan, I could literally do 2 times 3 times 5, 5 times 2 times 3. Every answer is 30. So I could multiply these together first, foil it out, and then bring the 3 down in front and multiply by 3 last. All of it works. We'll worry about that when we get there, okay?
That first part, just whatever you said,
Yeah, why
before
don't
that,
you just
I
say the
think-
last part first?
Okay. Well, we're not going to be doing that yet, so we don't have to worry about it. All right? We just have to be able to take these together because what's going to happen, let me do this one and then I'll show you how this is going to relate to factoring. So let's say we have to multiply these 2 terms with those 2 terms, right? We're going to double distribute. Take everything in the first parenthesis and start distributing it. So guys, what's x times x? X squared, right? What is x times positive 9? 9x. And then you're done with it. I took x, I times him with everything over here. So now we're gonna pick up gosh, you're like a ninja. I didn't even see you come in. So now you're gonna distribute your -2. So what's -2 times x? -2x. And then what's -2 times positive 9? -18. And then you combine your like terms. X squared comes down. 9x's take away 2x's actually leaves you with how many x's? 7x. And then minus 18. Okay, so what's going to happen is when you FOIL, traditionally, you're going to be left with a quadratic expression, right? It's not an equation yet because it's just an expression, but it's just like our ax squared plus bx plus c. So what's going to happen, the next thing we have to be able to do is we have to be able to solve quadratic equations. So normally when you solve a quadratic equation, you're going to set it equal to 0 and you're going to solve it for x. Well, how do I begin to solve this for x? You factor it. So that means what you're going to have to do to factor it means you have to break it up into the 2 parentheses that you would have FOILed together to get it. So you have to literally undo the FOIL process to figure out who his factors were. That's why I like to FOIL first, because when you factor, you have to break it back up into these 2 parentheses that you originally FOILed together. All right? We don't have to do it yet. We're going to start on Monday. But that's what factoring is going to be. To solve this by factoring, I have to break it up into his original 2 FOIL pieces. Okay? All right. So that's why I want you guys to feel good with FOIL before we have to reverse it and break it back up. All right, let's try this one. If I have to multiply these 2 terms with those 2 terms, we're going to double distribute. So we're going to start with the first term, and let's distribute him. What's 3x times x?
4x.
Okay, you're multiplying.
3x squared.
Yeah, because what you're doing is you're multiplying the numbers in front. 3 times 1 is 3. X times x is x squared. Anytime you distribute, that's multiplication. All right, what's 3x times -3? -9x. Beautiful. I took 3x, I times him with everything. I'm done with him. Pick up the second term, distribute that. What's positive 4 times 1x? 4x. And then what's positive 4 times -3? -12. And then you combine your like terms, which are normally the 2 in the middle. So I have 3x squared, -9 plus 4 gets you -5x's, and then -12. So then again, if I had to solve that quadratic equation, I would set it equal to 0 and solve. And then to solve by factoring, I'd have to break it back up into those 2 parentheses. So that's what we have to be able to do. And I love it. It's like a puzzle. It's literally like a game. So we have to let it be fun. All right, you reject it and then you're not going to learn it. All right, I want you guys try the last 2 problems. I'm going to come around and check them for each of you. So don't wait. And then go to Delta Math. We'll go to Clever. On Delta Math, there is a 10-question practice assignment. Everybody, and I mean everybody, everybody in every other class has finished it before they left. So, just one. So, yep, so then get it done, so you have no homework this weekend, you'll have plenty of class time left over, and you can leave here saying, wow, that was the easiest day ever.
Sorry, I'm already confused.
Alright, I'm coming. What do you got?
Would this be,
You wanna multiply.
so it would be 8x
8x what?
squared?
Exactly.
Jeez, Jake.
Yeah, no, yeah, thank you, I appreciate it, I just wanted you to see that. Mhm.